Today I'm going to be reviewing the SteamPod straighteners. I know that these have been out for ages, but I really wanted to compare these to my other straighteners that I had previously been using, which was the Nicky Clark Super Shine. Obviously these ones cost hundreds of pounds in comparison to these, but I've made videos with these before. I've got one on this channel about 3 days straight and I was reviewing that, and in that video I said I really only use these to make my hair shiny. And that's because if I know that I'm going to be wearing my hair down and I know that I want it to be straight, I've got a Dyson hairdryer, so I just basically blow dry it straight, and then to make it shiny and to make it hold a bit better I'll be using these. But these ones I'm expecting them to not only make my hair shiny but to really make it straight. So I didn't really put that much effort into like straightening it with the hairdryer yesterday, so as you can see we've got waves and stuff. Now, I just got these yesterday, and before I got them I had been looking up a few reviews on these and the Dyson ones, and originally I was going to get the Dyson ones, but when I watch hair straightener reviews I always watch people who've got really curly hair, like tight curls or like coarser hair, because if it's going to keep their hair straight, it's hopefully going to keep my hair straight as well. And when I had been watching them, a lot of people were showing you like the Dyson on this side and these on this side, and the Dyson ones, they were just not as good, honestly. And I thought, I'm not just going to get Dyson for the sake of having them. And also when they were straightening their hair as well, the battery was running out after about 20 minutes. Now I could probably straighten my hair in that time, but I've got a bad habit of going and pottering about and like doing whatever. And then also, if I want to use them, I'm going to have to fully charge them in advance. And sometimes I don't know if I want my hair straight until like last minute. So I decided to get these ones over the Dyson. Hopefully I'm not going to regret it. But I don't know if you remember ages ago on Facebook and Instagram and all that, there was always these people getting their hair straightened with steam straighteners. And they were doing this and it was like glass, right? I love that look. I like my skin to be shiny, my hair to be shiny, everything to be like glowing. So let's get these opened and see what they're like. In this box we've got the straighteners, the instructions and the little water refill bottle. For the price of this, I'm surprised that this didn't come with some sort of heat protective pad or like a storage bag, because I got these with straighteners years ago and I've always just used them for all my other straighteners. I keep these ones in here. I don't really fancy just putting these away somewhere without having a bag on them, so I'm probably going to have to buy a separate one or use the one that I'm already using and put these somewhere else. But also you can see the size difference in these as well. When I first seen these in the box I was like, oh my god, they're insanely massive. Side by side the height isn't that much different, but obviously the width and the weight and everything is heavier, and this one's already full of water and this one doesn't even have water in it yet. Obviously I watched many reviews on these and I already knew that that was the case, so it's not as if this comes as a shock. But I'm just going to go fill up the water and then see if these are any good. I've just switched these on and the temperature goes from 180 to 210 degrees. It doesn't matter to me what temperature straighteners go up to, I always crank them up to the max. While I'm waiting on them heating up, I'm going to be applying this Aussie SOS heat saviour. When I washed my hair, I just used normal shampoo and conditioner, and then I put in a hyaluronic acid serum before I dried it. Normally if I'm going to straighten my hair, and I know I'm going to straighten it, I use 3 days straight. But I don't really think it's fair to use that when I'm reviewing straighteners, because it really does keep your hair straighter for longer, and I want to see how these perform just kind of on their own. So obviously I'm just going to use this heat protect spray. It would be stupid not to. I'm at this stage with my hair right now where I keep seeing people on TikTok with really long hair and they're doing braids and all these cool like hairstyles, and I'm thinking I could do that with my hair. But then when I'm lying in bed and I go to get up and I'm lying on my own hair, I'm like, I get stuck. Or I get stuck in the bath because I'm like pulling my own self down. I went for a sunbed the other day and I went to get up and I had rolled over my hair and I was trapped. Like I genuinely thought that I was going to be stuck in the sunbed because of my hair. But let me know in the comments, do you think I should like just get a trim, or do you think I should get it cut? Like I always get to this point when my hair's like this length and then I think I'll get it cut to here. Then when I get it cut I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe I should have kept it long and done all the hairstyles, you know. But let me know, what do you think? I'm just going to clip my hair up to the side so that you can see what's going on here. I got these clips 10 for £1 out of Poundland, by the way. But normally when you get straighteners as well, you maybe get the long clips that you can put your hair up with. Maybe they're not putting things like that in it in case there's like wastage, because not everybody uses them. And it's just extra plastic that's going to waste. I don't know. I really just feel as if you should have got at least something extra in this. Be it a pad or clips or a comb. Not that I'd use a comb, but something. So, when I had watched the reviews on this, as you can see, this has got like a little comb in it. And the people with the curly hair were taking that out because they were saying it was snagging on their hair. I'm going to keep it in just now and see what happens. I haven't even read the instructions on this. I just filled it up, turned it on and waited on it heating. I wouldn't imagine there would be much more to it than that. So, with these ones, there's a lot more steam in comparison to the Nicky Clark ones, which is literally like when you're watching them, it's the slightest, you can hardly even see there's any steam coming off them. So hopefully that means it's going to make my hair even more shiny. Okay, not bad. I'm just in the middle of editing this video and I've noticed that when I straightened it bit, it had little lines on it as if I had been like pulling the straighteners down a bit at a time. And to the eye, I literally could not see that, and it does end up going away, so don't think that the straighteners just aren't working properly. So with these bits here that I've not done yet, I mean, that looks quite straight, right? Okay, there's a wee wave in it, but it's not like really curly or really wavy in comparison to what the back of this side is. And my hair has got a natural wave in it, but see if it's humid, oh my god, it's so wavy. So as I'm pulling this down now, that comb, it is pulling on my hair, but I forgot to brush this section before I put the straighteners through it. So that's my own fault. Too busy talking crap. Right, that's fine. So I'm just going to go over this bit again as I normally do. Even if I do straighten my hair and then I've done it all, I'll quickly go over the rest of it. I'm just going to do like a double section here. And I've brushed it this time, see if it catches. Like when you brush your hair through, it's not doing any snagging or anything. But I would imagine if you've got curly hair, that's going to be really uncomfortable. Right there. That looks good. That looks really good. I'm going to go and straighten the rest of this side, and then I'll be back in a minute. As I was doing this side of my hair, I noticed that these straighteners have got little arrows on them, so I had to read the instructions after I says it wasn't important. And basically you've got to make sure that those little arrows are pointing down the way and the brush, the comb bit's at the bottom. And I've went over this whole side once. Once I've done the other side, I'll go over it again, just make sure I haven't missed anything and make sure it's going to hold in place. But so far, what do you think? Like, this is the side that's not been done, and this is the straightened side. Now, does this look shinier because it's straight, or do you think it looks shinier because of the steam? I'm not sure. I think it might be shinier, but this side is going to take a little bit longer because I've got all these waves here at the back of my neck. That's what happens when I either don't straighten it fast enough or I'm just lazy and I'm just doing this. So I'll go and do both sides, and then I'm going to go and make some more videos. I've got a few to film today and see how it holds up, and then I'll be back to give you my final thoughts. I've just finished straightening my hair and I just went over the rest of it in one pass, and I think that for one pass it actually looks quite good. With my other straighteners, once I get to the end, it's still a bit like frizzy or like curly or whatever, but with this one it looks pretty straight. I'm just only going to go over these bits here again with another pass over. At the moment it's 3 o'clock, so I'm going to go meditate, do my skincare, do all my other filming and all that. And then I don't know what time I'll be back, but we'll see how it lasts. This is now 5 PM the following day. I checked my hair at 4 o'clock this morning before I went to bed and it looked exactly the same, and then I forgot to make a video. So obviously I've slept in this, I've got up, my hair's still super shiny, really, really soft, and I've got up and went about my day-to-day business. If anything, I would say that this bit isn't 100% straight, but like that's just nitpicking really. Normally when I wake up, I've got like a wave here or it's wavy under here. But I wasn't particularly hot last night, and my hair normally stays really straight like this when I use 3 days straight, and obviously I didn't use that in this video. But it's looking really good and it's feeling really good as well. So I had been thinking about this all day, and I was thinking, you know, when I first took these out the bag, I thought they felt really heavy, but when you're using them, it doesn't really feel much heavier than any other straighteners. Are these worth £200? No, I don't think they're worth £200. It's totally different for me, who's got a natural wave in their hair. Like my Nicky Clark Super Shine straighteners, I think they're like £40. And when my hair's really, really wavy, it does take longer. I have to do more passes over it to get it to straighten, which is obviously not good for your hair. With these, I managed to just do one pass over. Obviously, I watched other reviews and the people had really curly hair, and that was why I was so impressed with these, because it was holding the straightness and it was doing it in like just a few passes. I think that £200 is a lot of money to spend on anything. The most expensive straighteners I've ever had before these were $89.99, and I managed to get them for £50 because they'd listed it wrong in the shop, which is why I bought them. But I don't know. I actually really like the comb on this, and I like the fact that you can remove it as well. And I do like steam straighteners, and my hair does feel softer. Do you know what I mean? Like it's doing everything that it's supposed to do. But I just think that £200 is a lot of money. That being said, I'm glad I chose these over the Dyson straighteners, which are like £400 or £500. I feel like that amount of money for straighteners is just insanity. I definitely love these, but for a lot of people, £200 is just insane. Like GHDs or whatever, I think they're like 120 or something. Like that's still expensive for a lot of people, but that's a price range that's kind of more acceptable. But then companies shouldn't have to price everything based on people who don't have a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're living in a time where people are struggling for money, they're struggling to buy food, they're struggling to pay bills, right? But there's other people who are not struggling, and there's other people who have got the money to buy £200, £500 straighteners. And if that's what they want to spend their money on, then that's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to use these, so it's not as if I've got these and thought, oh my god, I've totally wasted my money, because they're going to get used. But sometimes I think that I look at prices of things and I go, that's too expensive, that's too expensive. But on the bigger, grander scheme of things, it isn't expensive to everybody. Do you know what I mean? It's that item is worth it if you're willing to pay the money for it. So I don't regret getting these straighteners. I'm glad I didn't get the Dyson ones. They do the job for me, and I really like them so far. If you've had your eye on steam straighteners for a while and you're willing to spend £200, then I would recommend you get these. I really just wish that they came with a protective cover or something, because now I'm using my old cover that I've been using for years. And the way I store these, if I had to just put these away like that, they would end up totally scratched and wrecked. So I really just wish they'd put like some sort of cover in. I was looking up covers today, and they're like between £25 and £40 just for a cover to keep it in. So I'm just going to keep using this one. Let me know in the comments what straighteners you use, and if you had to choose between these and Dyson, what would you have went for? I should also mention just before I go that these actually come in 3 different colours, and I chose the white. But if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Bye!